Hello, my name is Tom Block. I'm the playwright of White Noise, which will be produced by Theatre for the New City in Greenwich Village from June 27 to July 14th of this year. I just wanted to introduce the project a little bit in the hopes that you might want to become part of it. It's a multimedia project. It includes my own painting. You see this work behind me. I have a 25-foot long mural painting in this style that will run across the back of the stage, and that represents the interior experience of our main character, Tim. I'll talk about him in a second. We also have cellist Desiree Miller, who has produced a score and will be playing it live at the theater during the performance, which adds incredible texture to the production. We have a choreographer, Liz Higgins, who is had her own modern dance company and has been a professor at Manhattan Marymount College in New York. And she will be doing some choreography for one of our characters, a ghost-like reappearance of a 20th century mystic named Simone Weil. And then finally, we're very fortunate to have Moema Uman, an award-winning director, has agreed and is working on this play as the director. White Noise is the first full-length play I've ever written. It was produced in Washington, D.C. in June of 2012 and then accepted as a Theatre for the New City production. It's the first in a trilogy that explores prophecy in our contemporary era. In this first play, we meet a prophet, Tim, who's also an artist and has developed a ministry of the arts. And the underlying premise is that we see a prophet who doesn't believe in himself, and yet other people believe in. Tim himself, an African American, has many interior demons he's struggling with, mostly existential. He does not have the faith to believe that what he does can truly have meaning. He might not even have the faith in God itself, even though Tim has a master's in divinity from Howard University. We meet Tim when he enters into the church basement, the Church of the Holy Redeemer in Detroit, Michigan, which is hosting him for his show. And we meet the Church Central Committee, which is a bunch of aging, white, liberal church members. It turns out that they are beholden to their own various personal demons, be they sexual or racist in nature. And although we meet Tim when he's presenting himself in a very positive and prophetic manner, these external pressures put on him by the narrow-mindedness and by the own personal foibles of these people that surround him and welcome him to Detroit begin to chip away at his veneer of calm and spirituality. And what happens is, throughout the play, we don't have an evolution of the character, we have a devolution of the character, as Tim slowly comes apart at the seams, while those around him can't even see what he's truly going through because they can't get past the fact that he's an African American male. So they're viewing him through a racial scrim, while his experience is almost entirely existential and philosophical. In the end, a figment of his own imagination, Simone Weil, who is a historical character, emerges, and yet she has now morphed from a prophetic and ascetic character into a sexualized version of this prophet. And she is both his mentor, as she says, and tormentor. We are left throughout the action to not be fully aware of what is actually happening inside of Tim's head and what is genuinely taking place outside of his head. Some people that saw the play at its world premiere in Washington, D.C. speculated that, in fact, the whole play took place inside of Tim's head, while others felt that only certain scenes did. I don't have the answer for you. This, again, is the first play in the trilogy exploring prophecy in our contemporary era, and this explores a prophet who doesn't believe himself, but others believe in. And the second play, Butterfly, which just had its world premiere in the Washington, D.C. this February of 2013, we meet a prophet who believes in himself, but no one else believes in. And then in the third and final play of the trilogy, Night Out in Spain, which is moving towards its first reading, we meet a prophet who discovers his own sense of prophetic intervention through action. That action is prophecy. So it really is an exploration of spiritual themes in our, what I call our post-religious contemporary era.